So today we're going to talk about how to leverage credit. Leverage is the key word. How to leverage credit to buy a business. All right, guys, before I get started, though, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification. That way you get notified whenever I post a new video. Also, smash that like button. Smash that like button. If you're first time here, let me know in the comments if this is your first time. Let me know in the comments so I can welcome you to the family where we talk about leveraging credit to create cash flow. We talk about business and we talk about finance. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start it. All right, so leverage, that is a key word, leverage. What does that exactly mean? So leverage is a little definition is, or one of the definitions I should say, is use something to maximum advantage. So we want to leverage our credit to our advantage, especially if you don't want to use our own money. So in the finance world, in the business world, OPM, other people's money, is a term that people like to use because that's what exactly what we're doing. We're using other people's money, aka leveraging other people's money to create cash flow, to create income. What we want to do is leverage the credit to create cash flow. We want to create an income by leveraging that credit. And I'm going to talk about how you can do that, either to buy a business like I did. I'm going to talk about how you can do that. I'm going to walk down the exact steps. All right. So you can use that to buy a business like a brick and mortar, service-based business, or online business, whatever the case is. And I'm going to go through exactly how you can do that. So one way would be like a credit card, some personal loans, personal lines of credit. Personal line of credit is better. It's like it's essentially a mix of a credit card and a personal loan. It's a revolving line of credit as opposed to a personal loan, which is an installment loan that has an end date. Personal line of credit, it's like a credit card with cash. Um, and then a business credit card. The great things about business credit cards, they don't report the utilization on the personal side. And it's like a revolving line of credit. And a business line of credit, also known as a block, is something similar to a personal line of credit, where it's a revolving line of credit, but it's straight cash. It's not like a credit card where you have to find creative ways to get the money off the cards. It's straight cash in the bank. If you get approved for a $25,000 business line of credit, you get $25,000 deposited into your checking account or business checking account. All right. So in this case, as you see that funny face there. That's me taking a picture. I purchased a pizza restaurant. I put $100,000 down, and I'm going to talk about what strategies I used to make that down payment. This was several years ago, but this is something that you can utilize, and I'm going to show you where you can look for businesses that are generating cash flow again, because we want to leverage our credit either to get lines of credit or loans, and then use the funds to buy businesses or buy income streams. So one site that you can use, I already have it pulled up, is bizbuysell.com. Bizbuysell.com. It's basically a site, a marketplace of businesses that are for sale. Especially now, baby boomers are looking to sell businesses. They're looking to retire. So in our case, I'm not going to put the actual state or what the actual name of the piece of place is, so you guys won't find it. But basically, you would put your state. The great thing about this is that you can do filters. So I did a filter of gross revenue, a minimum of 100,000, maximum a million, cash flow, a minimum of 100, maximum about 500,000. Now you can, play around with these. You can put must allow absentee owner, high listings without price. You can do all those things. You can put hide home businesses, but I just set it like this. And then what you would do is, so SBA, Small Business Administration. This is a good. I would look at something like this. So this is basically where you can get approved with the SBA, depending if you have certain things in place, where you can get some sort of financing by the SBA. I didn't do that. What I did was, me and my wife took out some personal loans. We put $100,000 down, and we seller financed the rest with an owner who was retiring, who was about 72 years old. He was just looking to retire, and the main reason we purchased it was because the owner, the restaurant was very outdated. It didn't have online ordering. It didn't have like Grubhub, DoorDash, any of that. It was just very outdated. It had a 30-year-old register. So we felt it as a value add, the same as you do with real estate. You buy an apartment building and you feel like you can add value and increase the revenue, increase rents. In this case, increase revenue, and value add at a later date. You can sell and make I felt like we got a good deal. because we put such a strong down payment, we got a good deal. We probably could have, in hindsight, we could have gotten a way better deal because the owner was very desperate, and we seller financed the rest at 4%. But this would be an example. So asking price 235,000. This is the gross revenue. They don't have the EBITDA here, but this is earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. Um, so this is basically what they net. So you will look for that. Inventory is 20,000. That's the rent. It gives you a brief description of what the business does. Then you could just reach out to the broker. Um, Seller training. We were trained for 2 weeks. Now, mind you, we never owned a restaurant, so this was all new to us. But we felt like we can add value, and then whenever we were ready to sell down the road, we can we bought it at a certain price. We could sell it for at a higher price. Um, and it already had employees in place. That's a part of the reason we already had another cook in place. So that was another reason. It already had a lot of systems in place. The previous owner did do a good job. The business was there for 30 years. So that's something you want to look out for. You want a business that's been there for a long time, because that means it kind of withstood the test of time, right? It went through some depressions, great recessions. I'm sorry. So you want something like that. It don't go out of business 30 years, so that's good. So you would just scroll down here, and you would there's all kinds of businesses. So I'm always looking. For business opportunities. It doesn't matter. I just put a random state. But it doesn't really matter what the business is, as long as I feel like I can add value with my skill sets. It would be something that I would definitely look into. Let's just look at this right here. Let's look at this one. Hotel business between Manhattan and the American Dream. All right, so it's on the contract. They were asking 315,000, gross 1 million, EBITDA. So this is what earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. This is like furniture, fixtures, equipment, things like that. So you would factor that in. Cash flow is that. So this is basically, long story short, this is essentially what they net. So this is actually a good business right here. This is something I would definitely look at. Experienced operator only. So I would qualify because they're looking for an experienced operator. But this is something I would look for. But essentially, you would fill this out. You can reach out to the broker. But this is essentially how we look for businesses. How we leverage our credit to create cash flow. So when we purchase that business, the next day we were cash flowing. So that's something you definitely want to consider before you purchase. And it's obviously do your due diligence. Look for creative ways whether you can do the seller financing at a low interest rate. And seller finance is basically the seller is the bank, and he would do a promissory note at a certain interest rate. Monthly payment would be this for 4 years, 5 years, 3 years, 10 years, 7 years, whatever the case is. You would just agree to terms as far as the interest rate, payment terms, monthly payment, things like that. So, guys, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification. That way you can notify whenever I post a new video. Also, smash that like button. Smash that like button. That's my time. My name's Toby Rosario. Peace.